This is for Greg, the train spotter.
Good morning, welcome to customers joining us there at Oxford. This is the 11:13 cross-country service to Newcastle. Our next stop, in just over 15 minutes time, we'll be back through.
Hello, good morning VC. This is Brother Steve here, better known as the Headbanging Zulu. It's absolutely raining cats and dogs outside, and I'm off to the town centre to buy the new Judas Priest CD or vinyl. I don't know what I'm getting yet. It's probably going to be the CD now in my wallet. But I thought I'd make a video until the rain stops, hopefully. But I just wanted to make a few quick comments, if I may. Firstly, I was watching Scott's channel last night, and he was talking about there's been a lot on the VC about sending a VCLT. I'm not slating anybody off. This is just from my own perspective. But I've been collecting heavy metal now since the early 70s. Sorry, rock since the early 70s. Then it was like a natural progression with me. Then it went into heavy metal in the 80s and so on. So you could say I've been in it from the beginning since about 74, 75. And to me, we used to collect tapes because we was too poor to afford anything else. And trading, or what was the natural progression. Because basically, if you wanted to obtain a tape or a CD or a vinyl that you couldn't afford, I know it's highly illegal, but somebody used to record it, and there was a big trade in tapes. When we joined the VC, the vinyl community, there's a lot of trading going on as well. To me, trading and metalheads is a bit like fish and chips, or snow where Greg and Blackmore Rule lives. It's natural. When I have metalheads come round here, you can bet your bottom dollar something's going to get traded or something's going to get swapped. We do it on the VC, and the way I look at it, it's just natural. Also, great thing about it as well, it introduces people to brand new forms of music. For example, I just want to show this CD I bought the other day. This was purchased out of a generic record store, and I personally don't need any more Sepultura stuff. They're one of my favourite thrash metal outfits, and I've got probably about 20 CDs of theirs in the collection, maybe a few less, but round about that figure. So they're like big favourites of mine. The reason why I bought it is it's for VCLT or for trade-off. If someone comes round here and they've never heard of Sepultura before, rather than explain it, I should just give them this and let them take it home and play it. I find it, when you're introducing people to new forms of music, I find it sort of easier to give them a CD rather than try and explain what Sepultura look like or sound like. And that's why I find trading or giving away CDs is great as well. It just does that. I never get his handle right, but he knows I love him. That's Chris. I think it's Dude 1976 or 73. I'm sorry, Chris, but you know me, I'm dyslexic when it comes to numbers. And I recently sent some VCLT to him, and he made a film of it. What I did was I put a Rammstein CD into the parcel, and just to see what he thought. Maybe he got it, and if he traded it on, it wouldn't have bothered me. And he came back on Facebook last night. He really liked it, and to me, that's priceless when sending out VCLT. You know, it's just introducing people to this great music we all love, and yeah, it's fantastic. Anyway, enough of me rabbiting on. We better show some records. Not a lot to show, I'm afraid, today. It's a few new bits and pieces. I came through my door, and I thought I had some competition. I went to what Scott's doing at the moment, and I bought this CD, which is the Primal one. I had never heard this CD before, but I heard an excerpt on it. I think Scott played it. It sounds awesome to me. I just can't wait to play it. But yeah, this is Primal. And this is another one I treat myself to. This is Tang Down. Great, I think it could be Christian metal. I don't know anything about this. but this will be my entertainment for today. Also, I thought I had a bit of competition as well, because they sent me out a couple of bits and pieces, and one said headbanging 101. And I'm a headbang Zulu. This headbanger must like the 101 Dalmatians or something. But now, joking aside, this is a retroactive. Shows you probably it's a sampler, and it shows you all their new releases. So I can't wait to give that a spin. But yeah, I got another bit off them as well, like a poster. Yeah, it's brilliant. Just want to show you one more CD. I pulled the trigger on this CD. I'm not going to talk about it too long, but that's this one. It's the new Whitesnake. Now I need a white. I don't need any more white. Is that upside down? Sorry. I don't need any more Whitesnake in the collection. I wasn't going to touch it with a barge pole. Not because I don't like them. It's because I've got so much stuff. And I thought, how many more concert albums do I need of Whitesnake? I've got 4 or 5 of them. All the songs on here, I've got them all as well. But in the end, I just decided to buy it. You get some bonus studio tracks like Stormbringer, which was a Deep Purple number. You get some interview as well, on the hot seat with Michael Debn or something. And you get bonus content, you get Burn. But yeah, you get a DVD and a CD. But as I say, I sort of was in 2 minds whether to buy it or not, but I did in the end. I'm glad I did, because I love Whitesnake. But it's a bit like what I showed you, that Iron Maiden album the other day. And you think to yourself, how much more Iron Maiden do I need in the collection? But yeah, another little pickup I had was 2 vinyls. We'll do this one first, because Rene Holsper had it on his channel. This is this band, Alcatraz. Now, the lead singer on this band, to me, is one of the underrated British singers. That's Graham Bonnet, or Bonnet, or however you want to pronounce his name. I've got an Alcatraz original press, but mine's got Steve Vai playing the guitar. This one's got Malmsteen, and I haven't got any Alcatraz with Malmsteen on it. It's also a 180 gram reissue, which doesn't bother me because I got it quite cheap. But it's a live album actually in Japan. Excuse me, Hiroshima. Excuse me, I need some coffee. Sorry about that. It's Alcatraz. This was actually live in Japan, and they do a lot of rainbow classics on this as well, like All Night Long, Since You've Been Gone. It's just a brilliant album. But you may not know, but Graham Bonnet was born in Lincolnshire, a place called Skegness, and that's 25 miles just up the coast from where I used to live, near Boston in Lincolnshire. But he's a very, very underrated British singer. He did stints with Michael Schenker Group, and also Rainbow. I think Renee went to see him recently, but I've got this is a second Alcatraz album I own now. But if you ever see one, they're generally quite cheap as well. Pick it up. It's just a brilliant album. And Graham Bonnet, again, I hope I pronounced that right, he's got a great vocal range as a singer. And I was listening to this last night, and I really, really enjoyed it. Another album I gave a spin to was in the collection, and it's this album. And I don't know if anyone's seen this one before, but this is a Metal Hammer, and I'll show you the back. It's got some killer tunes on it. There you go. But basically, you may have heard of a record company called Neat Records, and I believe they were based in Newcastle in Wallsend, and Sanctuary bought them out. But this record has some killer tunes on it, like my favourite band, Tokyo Blade, If Heaven Is Hell, Motor Breath of Kill 'Em All Metallica, Merciful Fate, Raven, Venom, Satan, Thunderfire, Cloven Hoof, Anthrax, Exciter, Battle Axe, The Rods, Tokyo Blade. And it's just a killer compilation album of new wave of British heavy metal, and it's just an awesome album. It didn't really cost me that much money anyway. But the interesting part about it is I got this from through, I think it was Discogs, and a guy was selling it who was in Manchester. Now, if you can see the sticker at the top, that was from a London company. I don't know if he's still going. If you know he is, please hit me up below. But it was Notting Hill. There was a big record store there because I went there a couple of times. And this record has obviously gone through his hands as well because that's his sticker. I'm going to clean that off. You could just make out the first 4 words. That's a record store in Notting Hill in London. So this record has certainly done the rounds. But it's got a killer cover and it's some killer music on here. I like Satan. Got just some brilliant tracks: Venom, Poison, Raven, Mind Over Metal, and it's just a killer. Plus, it's a Dutch pressing as well, but I think it must have been sold in Germany. But I'm really pleased to pick this up, and I got it for a good price. And but I just bought it for the music. You know, I'm a big Tokyo Blade fan, and there's some killer tracks on here. Anyway, I've hit the 11 minutes 12 seconds mark. I'd just like to say see you folks, and spread the peace and love, and wishing you all a happy day whatever you're doing, and I hope it's not raining or snowing too hard.